YouTube, how's it going? Another video coming at you from Nerdy Guy Entertainment. This is Gamer James. Let's dive into this. So, we are back with another Tiermaker. Now, I'm going to probably do a series of these for Disney animated movies. I think there's just too many movies to actually rank from best to worst. So, I will do each individual era. The only era I will not do is wartime. I'm going to skip wartime because there's not really a lot of great movies in that. They were just there to fill time until the war ended. So these are 5 Disney movies. This is considered the golden era of Disney. Fantasia, Bambi, Dumbo, Pinocchio, and Snow White. So I'm going to rank them from best to worst. What's going order here? Fantasia, for when it was made, pretty nice, pretty good. I will put that in the beer category. Beer, yeah. The B category, there we go. For what it was pretty good. It had a lot of good scenes. That had the Sorcerer's Apprentice scene with Mickey and the brooms cleaning in the house, and the basically the wizard had show up, sorcerer had show up, and he fixed everything, and then like just basically kicked out Mickey. And then you have a bunch of other scenes, a bunch of good music ones. You have the ones with the centaurs. You have ones with the uh, you have the hippo and alligators. It's really well done. It's way better than the remake, the one they did in the 90s. Or, yeah, well, in the 90s and 2000s, one of those two. So it's way better than that. So, yeah, not a bad movie by far. Bambi. Bambi's like hit or miss. When I was a kid, I had a horse that I used to like ride on named Thumper. Not a real horse. It's one of those like ones where it's like on springs and you just bounce up and down. It's like riding a horse. Bambi's not a great movie. It's not a bad movie, but it's not great. It's kind of sad in some ways. Like I said, this is an era of Disney where you gotta kind of take what they do with a grain of salt. The technology wasn't great at the time. It wasn't the best. So you have that as well. And actually, I think I'm going to move each of these down a little bit. Bambi, not a bad movie. I'm not going to talk too much about Bambi now. Dumbo. Dumbo was one that is not bad at all. It has some pretty trippy scenes in it with the one where Dumbo gets drunk. But like I said, it's not a bad movie by far. It has some good animation, it has some good stories. It has a really sad story, actually, part of it. And yeah, so that's a big part of it as well. So Dumbo is not a bad movie. Pinocchio is probably one of the better ones in this group. So Pinocchio actually started to expand what Disney can do. I think it's the second animated movie they made. Really started to expand what they can do with animation, with animated movies. You have some really good songs in that movie, like "When You Wish Upon a Star," "There Ain't No Strings on Me." Those are timeless classics. Um, the story of it's good. A little boy, Geppetto makes a wish to have a real boy, and then Jiminy Cricket helps Pinocchio come along and become a real boy, so on and so forth. I think it has a lot of good lessons to it, and there's some really dark themes in it, like the theme park and what happens with those. That's a completely different thing altogether. That's a nice little film theory. And then the last one is Snow White, which is the first ever animated movie excuse me, ever made. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, if you watch it, you got to take, like I said, you got to take it with a grain of salt. I actually like the old school drawing. I don't like the 3D animation as much nowadays. Um, but yeah, Snow White, definitely a good movie. Not the best one in this era, obviously, but a very good one nonetheless. It has a good story. It's funny. Has a pretty good villain. And what you got to notice about a lot of these is the better movies have the best villains. Pinocchio has, I would say, multiple villains. It has the whale. It has the guy who takes the kids to that island so they can turn into donkeys. You also have that, I think it's like a fox or a weasel or something. Snow White, you have the evil queen who turns herself into an ugly woman just because her mirror says that someone's a little fairer or prettier than her or whatever. So the most iconic villain, Dumbo, I'm not even sure who the villain is in Dumbo. I think it's just like the world, I guess. Bambi, it's like a hunter, and Fantasia, not really a villain there either. But yeah, that's a very quick video. there's not too much to say about this one. There's other eras that have a lot more context to them, a lot more depth, and way more movies that I'll get to, and it'll be posted in this series. But that's my video. I want to thank everyone for watching. Like I said, it's 5 minutes. But I want to thank everyone for watching. Please follow and hit the subscribe button down below. And you tell me what in the comments what your favorite movie in this era was. My name is Gamer James. This is Nerdy Guy Entertainment. See ya.